I don't think it's that great personally. No hate on that. And Alitu, I really want to try them. So those are the tools and stuff that I use. And Canva for design. It is a huge suite. I wish one program did it, but as we all know as podcasters, that's impossible in 2023 to have one program do everything for you. All right, the downsides of this whole process. Always talk about the bad with the good. What would you think are potential downsides for this? So I'm going to give you all kind of the question in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So obviously more time, work, but not as much as you think, especially if you have a system which is the cascading content framework. For 10% in, you get 10x more output and reach. More mental work, that's a downside. Again, if you sort it all out early, like I was saying, it's not that much more work because it actually helps you make a pretty good product. And it's just too much content. That could be a downside. Do you annoy your followers? I promise you, no one cares about you as much as you think, and people's attention is everywhere. They're not going to see your stuff as much as you think. Even someone that follows you a lot probably isn't going to see. And you know what? If they follow you a lot and they really like what you're posting, then that's great that they're seeing more and more of your stuff. That means that they're becoming super fans. Huge note, this format, this whole framework will not go viral. And that is the whole point. I think viral is played out. And guess what? If you go viral, most likely what you did will be hard to replicate. And unless you're Mr. Beast or you're type of super general type of content creator where you like a large audience. And if you do get the people that follow because it went viral, they're transient and they want more of that type of thing that you could only do once. This method is boring, and anything, it's slow goings. Like the stock market and baseball, you have these average days, but some days are really good and some days are bad, but it's just average of slightly above average. It's an average of slightly above average that then adds up. And when you average it all out, you've gotten way more reach, eyeballs, ears, and general awareness of your brand or episode than if it was just sitting as an RSS audio file. I know that, and I'm going to get right into that. So again, I liken this to compound interest. You save, you invest, you don't look at your bank account, you don't take the money out. And then after a year or two, you're like, whoa, look at all these people I've reached. My brand has actually grown. So quick review, and then I'll jump into the case study and I'll open it up for questions. We talked about the cascading content framework and anatomy, how to implement this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Tools I use, all the many tools in my suite, and the downsides. I will link this case study to you. I'll actually give this presentation to anyone that wants it. I'll just go over this really quick. The one episode, so it was an episode about something quite technical in running and cycling and all sports called VO2 Max. And I'm not going to get into detail of it, but the podcast audio only got $13.91. YouTube got $7.72. The newsletter, $13.30. Website, $8.12, as you see it all, blah, blah, blah. The Instagram, obviously, I have a large Instagram following, a large comparatively to my podcast following. And total was almost 54,000 reach impressions. Let's just call it impressions. So that means 54,000 people touched the podcast episode, the content episode. And if it was just audio, again, it would just be $13.91. And these are legit real world numbers. I did this and I was thinking it was going to be 10,000, 15,000 because this is all quite new I've put the framework together in the last 6 months, but I've been doing this for 2 years and I haven't actually put all the numbers together. And I was like, wow, that's 39x more reach because I put in an extra 20% of effort to reach 39 times more people. So podcast that, sorry, these are some screenshots of what happened and the YouTube stats and whatnot. So that's just to show you that it's real. So that's a newsletter from that episode. That's the obviously episode listens. And so I'm looking down at my other screen. Instagram stats. So these are Instagram and Facebook, website visits, 812,